Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Bloodstained Wings, and I thought we would do a nice sci-fi painting for you. Ta-da! So this painting I thought would be lots of fun. I was inspired while scrolling through Instagram one day, and I'll leave a link in the description for the inspiration. While doing the painting, I did not know how influenced I was going to be. So please feel free to go and check out their art. It is different, but it is very similar, but I thought that I would do something really fun. So if you want to drag out your oil paints and paint along with me, please feel free to do so, and let's get started. It's gonna be fun! Now, I haven't painted it yet, so I don't know how it's gonna go, but I'm gonna have fun, and we're gonna play with it, and we're gonna see what happens. So as usual, I have my canvas here. And then you can see that I have taped around the outside to protect my desk. But also I have added some vague mountain shapes, just, triangles, mountains, for some distant mountains. Now these are going to look distant once we do the next step. So for now, you're just going to take your goop, which again is the Neomaglip from Gamblin', or goop. One day, maybe I'll get like a thing where I can just call it goop and it'll actually be goop. So I'm just going to take this is just liquid clear. Well, it's the goop, but it has no color in it yet, is what I'm trying to say. Bob Ross would call this liquid clear. And like I said when we started this painting, I don't know how this is going to look yet, so just enjoy the process with me. Alright, now I do have a few colors out already, thinking that that's what I'm going to need. So I have some titanium white, some lemon yellow, some yellow ochre. This is burnt umber, this is Veridin hue, this is phthalo blue, and then that is sap green. If you don't have Veridin hue can also be called phthalo blue. They are slightly different, or phthalo green, that's what I meant. Veridin hue, phthalo green, very similar colors. They are different, but they are very similar. Burnt umber and Van Dyke brown, very similar. Similar enough for most people's purposes anyways. So let's paint a cute little sky. That's what I think. I think we should paint a cute little sky. Let's start with some white. Let's start with white. So I'm taking my small 1-inch brush here, and we're just gonna, there you go. And I'm just gonna go ahead and apply the white in the sky as if I was using liquid white, like Bob Ross does. But I'm not, I'm just using titanium white with the liquid clear that's already on there. And I'm gonna go over these mountains a little bit. I'm gonna have like little sun ray kind of things going on over here. So I find that looks really nice when you do that in the sky. It just kind of brightens everything up a little bit. I'm gonna take a little bit of yellow, I think. Some of the lemon yellow. And we're just gonna kind of put a little yellow into it. I think that'll look nice. We'll put some clouds over top of this so it'll all be really subtle, but for now, apparently I'm going a little bold. For anyone who wants to know how I'm like thinking about this, I'm thinking about this as a like sci-fi kind of painting. Like this is how it would look on another planet. This is what I'm thinking as of right now. Like the sun is over here-ish kind of thing. Maybe I'll try to like actually have the sun. Like, you know what? No, let's do it this way. Hang on. Let's clean my brush. And we're gonna take a little bit on my finger, and I'm gonna put it right here, as if there is actually a sun right there. And I'm going to take my palette knife and I'm going to scoop off the extra. Scoop. And then taking my brush, I'm just going to blend that out a little bit. Now I've got a little extra white, so I thought I would just blend these together a little bit with it, which is fine. So there we go. I got a nice little sun down there. Now, I think I'm gonna add a little bit of the phthalo blue. Just like the tiniest little bit. And we're gonna just make sure that they don't really touch all that much. So I'm gonna kind of put it up here and I'm gonna actually switch brushes. So this is just a smaller blendy brush and I'm just gonna try to blend this together in a way so that hopefully the blue does not take over, but also doesn't just look like it's, you know, hanging out on the corner there doing nothing. Just kind of mixing it up, blending them together. Now the blue is many times stronger than the yellow, so it will easily take over. So just be real gentle with it when you're doing this at home. If you're gonna do this at home, just be real gentle. I'm actually gonna take this larger brush again, but I'm gonna clean the blue off of it as best I can. I might get a little crazy with these clouds today because I'm feeling like they should be crazy. So let's just go. Let's start from the top, work our way down because that's the best way to go, and start in the yellow and move to the blue. So here we go. Let's just get some like real aggressive clouds in there. Just gonna get some more paint and get this. Yeah. Just go right for it. Now we're making sure to blend out the bottom and then flip up the top real gently. So this is the same way we were making the galaxy. If you haven't seen my video on how to do the galaxy painting, please feel free to go and check that out. Just gonna grab more paint. So I want these clouds to be aggressive. Aggressive clouds. Just blend out the bottom real gently and fluff up the top. I'm going to try to do it with my left hand so you guys can see. Just very gently fluffing the top. I'm much slower with my left hand, but there you go, that's how you do it. So I'm just going to grab some more and we're just going to keep going. Oh, that's a good cloud. And just blend out the bottom. And then fluff up the top. Ooh, that's a good cloud. I'm proud of that cloud. You know, whenever you're unhappy with your sky, just put a lot of clouds in it. It'll make you feel better about everything. There we go. But now this guy looks a little more sci-fi, which is what I was kind of going for. Kind of otherworldly kind of sky, because it's got that green spot in the middle, which is going to look really different. Just one more. Just one more. There we go. It's okay that it got on there, that's fine. Because we just blend it out anyways. And then we're just going to pull that down to be part of the area here that has the light from it. Now we're going to cover most of this up anyways, but you know, we'll keep some of it. All right, so, yeah, let's paint a mountain, shall we? Let's go ahead and paint a mountain. I'm gonna grab some of the burnt umber, if that's what that one is, and I'm gonna mix a little bit, just a smidgen of the greens into it. I'm actually gonna grab a smidgen of both of them. I feel like this mountain could be a little bit green, and that would be cool. All right, so I've got a little roll of paint. This is very important. I'm gonna try to see if I can show you as best I can there. There you go. A little roll on the end of the palette knife there. That is very important. That's how we're gonna try to make this mountain happen. So these mountains are in the background. We wanna still kind of have them visible, but we wanna have them just like really in the shadows, which is why I'm gonna paint a mountain on top of them that is nothing like the shape that you see below. So we're just gonna go ahead and make a new shape. There we go. You can hear the palette knife scraping against the canvas here, and that's okay because we're just doing the base here. So it's okay that we're scraping. Later on, we're gonna be being very gentle with it. But for now, let's get a little more exciting in here. There we go. We'll just, you know what, let's have it like really cliff out like that. That looks nice. That's just how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like that kind of a shape is gonna work for us today. So I'm just gonna take, yeah, I'm gonna take this brush, why not? And I'm just going to blend out the excess paint here because we don't really need it. But it will act as a nice base color for some grasslands that I think we're gonna have over here coming down the mountainside. There we go, that's better. It's a better shape. And that little bit of green I think is also going to make it look really nice. I'm actually gonna take some of that verdant hue and I'm gonna place it over here. I think it's gonna look real nice, just shimmering in a different color down at the bottom here. Now, obviously we can blend that in and that's fine because we have the verdant hue up here as well. So, there we go. So now that doesn't look like a mountain yet. I know. You just wait. So we're gonna start with the highlights on this. And I'm gonna take, so it's got a little bit of this color in it, but I'm also gonna add a little bit of the yellow ochre into it, and some white, and yeah. So I've got, again, that little roll of paint right there on the end, and we're gonna highlight based on where our light is. So our light is here, so this side is going to be brighter than this side here. So I'm gonna start here, and then we'll make our way backwards. So you're gonna line yourself up with the edge of your mountain and you're just going to gently pull down, following the angles of how you want your mountain to look. Now, don't ever have your mountain set it as just straight up and down. No mountains look like that. They're all jaggedy and all over the place. You gotta really loosey-goosey and go with it. But you want to stay very, very light with your palette knife. This is very important. You barely touch the canvas when you are applying the palette knife. And I know you might get a little scared, and that's okay. So just very gently drop and let the canvas pick up what it wants to pick up. You see? It already looks like there's light hitting that side. So we're just gonna go back up and define our shapes a little bit more. Barely touching the canvas here. Alright, I think I'm going to go back into this side. There we go. And a little bit right there. There we go. Okay, so now I've got a highlight. So now I'm going to have a low light. And I'm going to add a little bit of blue to the color that we had previously. I'm going to add more brown to it because I kind of ran out. That's fine. And I'm going to take a little bit of it off to the side. adding white again, making sure I'm not blending this too much. And I'm gonna sneak in here and add a little dupe, just like that. And I'm gonna sneak in here, bloop, just like that. Just sneaking it on down where I think there should be a ridge. I'm gonna do the same thing here, but I'm gonna change what I'm doing because I think what I wanna do, now that I'm looking at it, I think what I wanna do is add a little bit of this, kind of changing its shape over here. I think that adds a little more character, a little more life to it, and gets it to be a little more interesting. So see how it like comes down and then comes back up? That makes it interesting. For every highlight, you want to have a low light. There we go. Just gonna make that a little bit bigger. There we go. Very gently. And that is a nice little mountainside. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually mix some of the, on my big brush that I still haven't cleaned, I'm going to mix the sap green here with a little bit of the lemon yellow and also the yellow ochre, and we're just going to kind of get a variation of them on our brush here. So they're just all kind of mooshed up in there in varying degrees, and we're just going to have a nice little valley happen right there. And remember, this is going up the mountain, so you want to have it blend up the mountain, following the lines of the mountain. Now I'm leaving this part dark because I want to have a lake there, I think. I'm really putting in some grass. I got some real grass going on over there. That's okay. So I just grabbed a little bit more of the yellow and went back to dabbing it on over here. Now, if you really want to do something nice, we're going to grab a little bit of the white, just a little bit, and we're going to highlight just where we think the light would hit, just to give a little bit of a sparkle to like a few little areas here, just to sparkle them up a bit so they look like they're highlighted by that sunlight there. That just gives it a little extra. I like a little extra sometimes. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put a rock. I'm feeling like a rock needs to happen, so we're going to make a rock. I'm going to put a rock right here. So I'm just using the dark color that I mixed that has a little bit more blue in it. I'll put a rock in right there. I'm going to take some of the highlight color, if I have enough left, and add a little highlight to this rock. Again, very, very gently. You don't want to put any pressure on that. You just want to let the canvas take what it wants from you in regards to that. And let's pop in a little waterline to clean up its footsies. There we go. Now this is just the fan brush with the color on it from the top. There we go. I think I'm going to actually blend that a little bit. I'm going to just pull it straight down, just to make it look a little bit more like water, and then pull across. It needs more white. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. There we go. Now that looks like it's sparkling a little bit. So again, just pulling straight down a little bit. And then across very, very gently. That'll give it this kind of watery look. Because water's never like super perfect. It's always kind of loosey-goosey. What do you say? Noises happen, and then we move on. But I was thinking just now about putting in some birds. Just gonna put a few little white birds in the sky. I think sounds like a nice idea. So I'm gonna take some of my goop here. Just gonna thin down my white paint. My white paint is very, very thick white paint, so you really want to thin that down if you can. Get it nice and white there. All right. And you want to make sure that you're spinning your brush to get it to a nice point at the top. So you don't just want to scoop it and go. You want to spin your brush when you're when you're getting the paint on the brush. And let's put some little birds. The classic V-birds. As everybody knows, V-birds or M-birds or W-birds, as you know, depending on how you want to define them, are the most classic birds ever. They're commonly found on every single painting. Listen, they're easy to do this way. So we're all gonna do them this way, 'cause it works. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. All right. One more over here. Nice little cluster of birds right there. That looks really cute. And if we're feeling really adventurous, we could put a spaceship in there. How adventurous are we feeling, though? You know what? Let's do it. If we mess up, we mess up. You know? This is your bravery test. You gotta have a bravery test in your paintings. It's very important to do that. So let's see here. So we want to have like well, it's gotta have like a flat bottom, right? Let's do it right here. Boom. Okay. And then it's gotta like scoop. There we go. Yeah. It's gotta have little wingy dings, you know, cause winglings. It's starting to look like a fish. Well, we have a fish in the sky. But fishes in the sky is totally fine. So we're just gonna roll with it. I'm gonna take a little bit of the yellow, hopefully, with some white. Try to give it a highlight. There we go. It's got a highlight. And maybe we can have it like with a stream of light behind it. It'd be like, you know, like the power source of our jet or spaceship. Be like that. And then like this. Bam. Maybe we'll make it a touch blue. Maybe we'll get just a touch of blue. Just like that. And maybe grab a touch more white. I think I added too much blue. But shh, don't tell anybody. It's our little secret. There we go. There. Got a little spaceship. Little spaceship, some birds, got a mountain, and that's how you do. So, yeah. I hope you really enjoyed painting along with me today. I know I had a lot of fun. It actually brightened my mood. As soon as we got to doing the mountain part, I was there for it. I had a lot of fun. This mountain is legit crazy, and I'm very happy with it. Yeah. So if you want to see more, please feel free to subscribe and follow and do all the things that the YouTube tells you to do. Okay. You may see that this is some new tape. That's because I decided while I was editing my video that I needed to add a river. This spot here, it just needs a river. So I'm just gonna do that because that's what I want. I want a river there, and I'm gonna make it slightly green because this is a fantasy landscape that is not real. So I can have a green river if I want. So it's mostly titanium white with a little bit of the Verdant hue, which is the watercolor here. That's why I'm making it green. And I'm just gonna come in and just highlight this area here and have a little splish right there. I'm just gonna make it blend right in there. I really felt like it needed a little bit more. And I feel like that is exactly what it needed. So I'm just gonna highlight the shore a little bit more. And that way it looks like that area is just highlighted a little bit with a little bit more light. I'm just going to blend that out on the sides so that it really, really looks like it belongs in there. Ta-da! See? That's one of the good things about oil paintings is that, you know, a little bit of time goes by and it's totally fine. You can still fix it. I'm gonna clean up the footsies of this little rock as well so that it's just a little bit more clean. There. See? Now it looks better. Now it's done. See, sometimes you're just missing one little thing and you don't know until you're editing, and then you're like, oh, that's what it needs. Okay, now we're done. And if you want to see more of my art, please feel free to check out the links below. I'm going to have my link tree there available so you can check out my Patreon and my Etsy, where these paintings will be available. As always, I like to take this special time to thank the Patreons who are making this possible. Their names are scrolling by. So thank you so much to everyone for joining me today. And yeah, I'll try to see if I can get back, do another painting soon for you guys. All right, please remember that as always, you are loved and worthy of being loved. So I'll see you next time.